We have looked a little bit at sharing folders in the past, but I want to go back to it again because actually this was a question on the midterm that several people missed. So I think it's worth looking at again. When I want to share a folder, what I'm really doing is saying that other people on my network will have access to that folder. Now, first of all, file and printer sharing have to be turned on. And so once I've got those set up to be allowed, then I can share out a folder so that other people on my network can see and interact with that folder. So let's do that, and we're going to look at these three settings here. So let's open this up, my File Explorer, and I'll go to D, which is my Documents folder here, and I'll go to PCC, and here's our class. I'll just click that. And here, these are all the reports. These are the folders where I have the reports that I sent out before the midterm, but I did put one in here called Test Folder, and I will look at that test folder. It's got a test document in it. All right, so let's right-click on that test folder. And I'm going to right-click and go to Properties and then Sharing. Now I can set sharing permissions. Let's say I want to share this folder, and I will call it Rogers Test Folder for sharing. That way, when you look at it on your computer, you'll see this name for that folder, even though that's not the actual folder's name. That way you know what you're looking at. And then I'll set permissions, and you can see these three options here: full control, change, and read. And here is the description of what they do: full control, unlimited access. You can create, delete, edit, change, whatever you want. Change allows you to read, write, rename, delete, but not create new files in that folder. And read allows you to read files but not to write to them or delete them. Alright, so those are the options I have here, and right now everybody has read permissions only, but I could add somebody. Let's say that I want to add, let's just choose somebody else here. Well, I'll just add me, right? So let's say that I want to have some accesses. I want to have full control. Right? So I can just do that, and now everybody has read except me, and I've got all three. Alright, so that's the sharing. However, here's where a lot of people got tripped up on the midterm. In order for people to actually do anything with that folder once they can see it. Now the sharing allows them to see it. The sharing allows them to see it and do certain things on it. But I also have to set security permissions. And right now you see everyone is not listed. I need to add everyone. And then give everyone read permissions. So let's give them read. I don't want to give them execute. Let's say I do want them to be able to list the folder contents. So they can read it and they can list the folder contents. That's about all they can do. They can't execute any executables in there. They can't create anything. So I have to give them at least the same permissions in security permissions as well as in the sharing permissions. And the result is going to be whatever the lowest set of permissions are between the two of them. So even if I gave full security permissions to everyone, let's go up here and edit that and give full permissions to everyone. Would they now have full permissions? No, they would not, because the sharing permissions allow everyone only read access. So they would only have read access, the lowest between the two. But I do have to have both set for them to be able to do anything at all. Right, so that's the sharing, advanced sharing permissions. And remember that you also have to set security permissions to at least the same level or higher in order for those sharing permissions to be usable.